Hello students and welcome back to Class Unboxed. My name is Ian and I'm going to be your teacher for today in Media and Information Literacy. Before we explore the opportunities, challenges, and power of media and information, let us have a quick recap of our previous lesson. Now here are the goals we have for today's class. Today we are going to identify and explore the opportunities, challenges, and power of media, information, and technology. We are also going to shed light on misinformation and disinformation and differentiate each. Are you ready? Let's start! Media, information, and technology has changed the way we do things around. It has affected not only our productivity but our lifestyle as well. Due to the many changes happening in our media, information, and technology, it has affected our education by making us connected digitally. Now that we are living in a 21st century era, adapting to such changes in our environment is a must to keep up with the demands of the world. The good thing is media, information, and technology are the helpful tools that we can use to help us more achieve our goals. Social media, on the other hand, is the most widely used platform by all generations. Young or old, everyone has engaged themselves in social media. Now, let us unravel the opportunities and power of media, information, and technology. Let's start first in the area of education. Before the COVID-19 pandemic happened, there are already numerous platforms used by different institutions in promoted blended learning and online distance learning such as Canvas, Coursera, Edmodo, Skype in the Classroom, Khan Academy, and many more. Because of these changes in the area of education, materials for learners and teachers are now more accessible to everyone, especially to those who have gadgets and strong internet connection. Virtual schools are created to promote distance learning and instill the value of education beyond classrooms. These things are very evident now that we have this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Not only in the field of education, these opportunities and power of media and information and technology can be seen, but also in the field of business. Because of the emergence of technology and media, many entrepreneurs shift from traditional to digital entrepreneurship. Many business owners put up their online stores so they can sell their stuff online. Many Filipino online sellers make a profit by selling their products via live streaming, for it has become an effective way for them to increase their sales. In a survey conducted by Statista.com, Lazada is the leading online store here in the Philippines. In an online article published by Medium.com, Social Media Today said that 90% of the buyers say that a video helps them with their buying decision, and 54% say that they prefer video content over the other. According to Digital Marketing Institute, live selling videos builds more trust on the brand and it's more interactive than any other form of online selling strategies. Our government, on the other hand, also takes advantage of the opportunities and power of media, information, and technology. Through social media, the government can disseminate important information to its citizens. Before the 2016 Philippine national elections happened, mostly of the politicians expressed their interest on running through social media. According to an article published by a Philippine Daily Inquirer, the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago became the social media darling with over 3 million followers on Facebook and 2 million followers on Twitter. Former Vice President Jejomar Binay comes in second with 1,802,535 Facebook followers and 271,000 on Twitter. The former DILG Secretary Mar Rojas has 1 million followers on Facebook and 547,000 followers on Twitter. That time, former Davao City Mayor, now President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, has 1 million followers on Facebook and 13,000 followers on Twitter. Grace Poe was leading the surveys but lags behind in social media with 737,000 fans on Facebook and 58,000 fans on Twitter. This happened during the pre-election in 2016. It's time for a pop quiz. During the 2016 presidential pre-election, who was named as social media darling? Is it A, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, B, former Vice President Jejomar Binay, C, the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, or D, former DILG Secretary Mar Rojas? You only have 10 seconds to answer the question. 10 seconds starts now. And the answer is letter C, Miriam Defensor Santiago. You see, 21st century media, information, and technology have become our powerful tools in communicating freely to the world and share information. But despite of all the benefits we enjoy from it, we are also experiencing some challenges and threats in the 21st century media, information, and technology. Even if many students are now engaged in social media, there are still many students out there who don't have the enough access because they don't have any gadgets to use. In a survey conducted by the Department of Education through the Learners Enrollment and Survey Forms, or LESF, 7.2 million learners prefer modular distance learning and only 2 million learners prefer online learning. Also, now that everyone is exposed in social media, privacy has become one of the main issues. Facebook admitted that since 2012, they have not secured the passwords of their 600 million users. In 2019, over 267 million Facebook usernames, Facebook IDs, and phone numbers were exposed in social media. In the recent statistics published by Statista.com, Yahoo.com holds the highest number of data breach since 2017. Not only privacy became an issue in the Philippines, cyber violence as well. In our recent episode on cyberbullying, children ages 13 to 17 years old, according to UNICEF, are victims of cyber violence. 1/3 of cyber violence are experienced by Filipino children in the form of verbal abuse, while 1/4 are through sexual messages, and mostly of the young girls are receiving them. Many teenagers, whether male or female, are being harassed and bullied online through their social media accounts. And most of these cases happen on Facebook. It's time for a pop quiz. What learning delivery modality that 7.2 million students prefer for the school year 2020 to 2021? A, blended learning, B, flipped classroom, C, modular distance learning, or letter D, online learning. You only have 10 seconds to answer the question. 10 seconds starts now. And the answer is letter C, modular distance learning. Misinformation is also one of the few challenges and threats in the world of media, information, and technology. Since that news can also be accessed in our social media accounts, it can also be one of the possible sources of misinformation. Now, let us define first what misinformation is. Misinformation refers to the false information that is spread regardless of whether there is an intent to mislead. According to UNESCO, misinformation is an information that is false but not created with the intention of causing harm. It is different with disinformation. Disinformation refers to information that is false and deliberately created to harm a person, social group, organization, or country. Surprisingly, misinformation was Dictionary.com's word of the year for 2018. Most of us call misinformation as fake news. But to make it clear for everyone, the term fake news is totally wrong. Because if a news is identified as fake, therefore it cannot be considered as news. It's time for a pop quiz. It refers to information that is false and deliberately created to harm a person, social group, organization, or country. Is it A, malinformation, B, disinformation, C, misinformation, or D, all of the above? You only have 10 seconds to answer the question. 10 seconds starts now. And the answer is letter B, disinformation. Now the question is, how can we know and identify if the news that we are reading is true or not true? Here are some tips. Number 1, develop a critical mindset. Just like what I said before, not everything that you see and read online, especially on your social media accounts, are valid and accurate. When you read something online, use your critical thinking to assess if what you just read is valid and accurate. Number 2, check your sources. It is always a must to check the sources of what you read. Do not trust easily on websites that are easily manipulated by anyone. Also, it's good to check the source to see if the source itself is valid. Number 3, see who else is reporting the story. Avoid leaping to the conclusion that all mainstream media output is fake. This can be as unwise as following the rumors or conspiracy theories that you read online. Check if what you read is already been checked or shared by legitimate sources. Number 4, examine the evidences. Facts are always important. Make sure that all details presented in the news are consistent and does not provide a twisted point of view. Number 5, don't take images at face value. Some research tells that only half of us can tell when images are fake. It is always a must to fact check even the images you see online if they are already edited or not. And lastly, number 6, check the information if it sounds right. When you read something online, use your common sense. Always keep in mind that misinformation is designed to feed your hopes, biases, or fears. If the article that you are reading leads to the facts that you have gathered, it means that what you are reading is accurate and valid. Before we wrap up, let's have a quick recap. See you guys next time in our next episode here on Class Unbox. Once again, my name is Sian. See you, stay safe, and God bless you all.